the thing for you today. I want you to be consistent in everything that you do, because once you build consistent, that's where legacy comes. Once you build consistency, that's where the behaviors change. Once the behaviors change, that's where the results come. See, too many times the people, you're not trying to change anything in your life, and you're trying to expect results from it. What's up, everybody? Another Average Mindset Monday. Listen, today I'm just gonna get it into y'all head. We have to start moving off the motivation side only, and we have to start building some consistency in our life. Like the thing is the consistency, the discipline, the way that you go about doing things day to day. That's how you're gonna get your result. There's a whole bunch of people who are looking for videos every day, who are like, can you tell me some words to get me through the day? Yeah, that's cool, but it's been day 2, and now you need more motivation. Like, holler at me when you're on day 145. Holler at me when you're on day 727. Holler at me at that time. Holler at me after 6 years where you've been doing the thing, and now you're like, man, I'm starting to die out. I need some words. But see, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story too. It's just, so I'm speaking to an individual one day, and that particular individual is saying the guy's telling me, he's like, man, I'm just trying to get my team better. He's like, man, I just want to get my performance like you. And I was like, okay, cool. I sat down with him. I said, just do X, Y, Z. Do that. And then come back to me and let me know, right? And then he comes back to me. He says, nah, it's not really working. And I was like, man, how many days have you been doing that? He was like, well, I worked 7 days last week. That was strike 1. But he said, man, I did it three days out of the 7 days last week. And so my response to him was, do you really think you're going to get to where I'm at after doing it for less than 7 days? Like Martin Luther King marched longer than that for more than 7 days to get to where he needed to go. Like movements created longer than that. Like it took, even, you want to talk about bad leadership, it took Hitler longer to create the Nazis than it did that. But you talking about, you want to be at the top of the mountain, you want to be where I'm at, you want to have $1 million, you want to be the CEO of a company, you want your team to be high performing, and you can't even commit to doing it for a week. Now, that's a problem with some people, is they just think that after a week, after a couple of times, after maybe, I did it for 2 days, Corey, and so then I should reward myself because I did it for 2 days. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with praise, but what I am saying is that you can't expect to reach the top of the mountain after doing it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. If you want your body to be in shape, it's going to take you some time. If you want your performance to change, it's going to take you some time. If you want your marriage to change, it's going to take you some time. If you want your friendships to change, it's going to take you some time. You're not going to say, I have a particular group of friends right now. I hang out with them. They don't pour into me. They don't give me what I need. They don't uplift me. They don't push me to be a better human being. And then wake up the next day and be like, all of a sudden I have a group of friends who do that. You're not going to build a business and say, hey, look, I need a good team around me. I need to hone in on my skill set. I need to be great at what I do. And then you do it for 2 months. And then you've been going on Instagram Live every single day. And now you think you're an expert. Let's be honest. You're not going to go to your job and say, hey, look, I've been here for 2 weeks and I'm bored with my job right now. And, I think it's time for me to move up. And then we're finding mistakes all over the place. The consistency, the discipline is how you get to where you get. You're not going to wake up one day and it's just going to happen for you. Listen, the greatest CEOs, the greatest bosses, the people that you look up to, the greatest athletes, they didn't do something for a month. They didn't do something for a couple weeks. They didn't even do something for a couple years. They did things year over year over year. And some people tell me, they'll be like, Corey, it seems like you have a pretty monotonous life. And you're right, because Monday through Friday, when I'm telling y'all, it's the same thing every day. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this. After this, I'm going to do this. After that, I'm going to do this. And it's the same thing every single day. Why? Because I need the consistency in my life. Because I know if I stray from the path, life can take me wherever it wants. Like, that's the issue that some of you have. You wake up every day, you don't have a plan, you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do, and so your mind strays you from the path. I don't feel like doing that. Then your friends are talking to you. I don't feel like doing that. Somebody hits me up in the morning, they know I work out in the morning. They say, hey, you wanna go grab breakfast? I can't. Well, I got a meeting with the gym. When they get off work, they say, hey, Corey, you wanna do this or whatever? You wanna go out for a drink and all that stuff? Man, I can't. I got a meeting with my diet. Now, I'm not saying that there's days that you can't cheat, that there's certain things that you say, you know what, I took a day off because of my mental health. You know what? I ate this cookie. You know what? Today I went do something that was fun and that wasn't necessarily productive, but I like it. I enjoy it. It makes me feel good about myself. One can argue that it's still productive. You may take yourself a nap. Like this grind culture of all this, you can't sleep and all that stuff. I don't believe in it. But the thing that I do believe in is within the grind culture is that they stay consistent in everything that they do. So there's a talk that I give about putting 2 feet on the ground every single day. And so the thing and the premise behind that is the fact that even when you feel like you don't want to do the thing, if you just put 2 feet on the ground, you'll get started. If you put 2 feet on the ground, you can get to wherever you're going. If you're struggling in school, put 2 feet on the ground, start studying. If you're struggling at your job, put 2 feet on the ground, start learning what to do at your job. If you're struggling with your finances, put 2 feet on the ground, start saving money, start actually looking at what you're spending money on. If your relationships suffer, put 2 feet on the ground and then look at each other and say, okay, where are we going wrong? If your friendships are in shambles, look at your friend group and say, okay, I'm gonna put 2 feet on the ground. I'm gonna see whether these friends serve me or they don't serve me. Okay, cool. Maybe I need to eliminate some people in my life. Your family members may be coming to you for a particular thing. And you say, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm gonna put 2 feet on the ground. I'm going to assess myself in how people are approaching me. I'm going to treat people or teach people how to treat me. And that's the thing for you today. I want you to be consistent in everything that you do, because once you build consistent, that's where legacy comes. Once you build consistency, that's where the behaviors change. Once the behaviors change, that's where the results come. See, too many times the people, you're not trying to change anything in your life and you're trying to expect results from it. I want you to think about that. Push the motivation aside. We all need motivation. There's sometimes we're not going to get up and want to do certain things. But I want you to start to think about what it is that you can do to put your life in a better place, what it is that you can do to uplift yourself, what it is that you can do to push yourself in the right direction. See, the thing is, if you know you're doing the right thing, and this comes to consistency too, if you know you're doing the right thing, you're not going to see the result instantly. You're not going to look at certain things and say, okay, I woke up the next day and it's changed. But as long as you know that the process is correct, as long as you know that your behaviors are correct, you will see the result.